Hello, welcome to the One I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, wearing clothes. I'm wearing a red velvet t-shirt from the Peekaboo era. Yeah. So, as you know, the real reason for every single podcast I've done is because of cancel culture. Every one that I've done, I've said something that you could quote unquote cancel a person over if you let them do that to you. Cause it makes no sense. Cause it doesn't matter what you do after. Whether it's apologize or maybe you made a mistake or maybe you were misunderstood. Whatever, it doesn't matter. When all of it gets resolved, you will still have the same amount of people who want you gone. And there's people who are perpetually online and they just sit and wait to try to get rid of you. I mean, I'm not talking about me. I'm a nobody, obviously. But, the person being canceled, right? And you'll have people who maybe did something, they're like, whatever. I can give examples. Someone to be 24 years old, and a story will come out about them being 14 and whatever, being a bully, but it's like 10 years ago. And then people will attack them now, and then the person goes, sorry, I'm a different person now. It's been 10 years. I was 14. Now I'm 24. I'm a different person. They will still try to get rid of that person. And of course, I'm referring to K-pop, because that's happened in K-pop a few times, where something has happened like literally 10 years ago, and you're like, well, that happened 10 years ago, and but people are mad about it now because they just found out about it, which makes no sense. How can you retroactively be mad at something? It's like, anyway, then the person apologizes. Still not good enough. They get dropped by their label, whatever. Okay. A new label signs them. The same hate train comes. It's like, you just won't let these people live. But that's why I can't stand cancel culture. And then also, correlate that to can't stand, love K-pop, can't stand the people that like K-pop. I just can't stand it. If you hear noise in the background, there's black people that live about 2 blocks away. Yeah, they're pretty loud. So, I'm talking about Kiss of Life right now, and you can go to Wikipedia and look them up. I'm not reading this to you. I'm just saying, you can go to Wikipedia and look them up if you're interested in them. Just to get some information that's really not relevant. There's K-pop Profiles website where you can look up the group and get all the details. They're a 4-member group. I believe they're all Korean. Once again, now when I talk about these K-pop groups, I'm not, quote unquote, a super fan. I don't know what these girls had for breakfast. Okay, there's some groups I like, but even the groups I really like, I don't know the details, because I have a life of my own, and I know I talk a lot. I actually do like them for the music because I'm a musician. It makes sense, right? Anyway, but oh yeah, and I knew. Wait, which? I knew a girl. I did a podcast. I told you I knew a girl that looked like this. But anyway, so they're a 4-member K-pop group. From Korea. They're signed to a label. I think it's called S2. It's a small label. Yeah, it's a 4-member South Korean group under S2 Entertainment. The members are Julie, Natty, Bell, and Hanyul. I actually said a Korean name right. So Julie right here, good looking chick, obviously. Natty, Good looking chick. I don't. I'm pretty sure she's Korean too, right? No, she's Thai. My bad. Okay, so wait, I was wrong. Okay, so Belle is. I'm sorry, Julie is American, but she's Korean American. I thought. Natty, she's Thai. I did not know Natty was Thai. It doesn't matter. I'm just giving the names, okay? Belle, she's a Korean American, okay? And then Hanyul, she is from where? Korean. Okay. Anyway, so you got the gist of it. They're just three young ladies. I think they're all around the age of 20. Let me double check. 19, 20. She's like 23, 25. Okay, so they're adults. Now the thing about K-pop artists, every single thing they do online, they have to get permission first, or it has to get okayed first by the company, because millions of dollars are invested into these women, these groups, the male groups who just millions of dollars are invested into these groups, because obviously the end goal is to make money. That's just how it is. It's all about money. And like a lot of these companies are publicly traded. You get the gist of it, okay? So these girls, it was someone's birthday. You see this? So they're doing a birthday stream, and this is approved. Like the label had them do this, okay? And so basically, it was a themed live stream, and so they're being canceled for cultural appropriation because they're dressed like I guess only black people are allowed to dress like this. Like what? That makes no sense. Okay, like do I have a picture? Okay, like you see what I see here? I see four hot chicks. Um, like is it because she's wearing Scary Spice hair? Is it because she's wearing two baseball caps and they're like what is owned in this picture by black people? Nothing. Nothing. Anyone can wear their hair like this. Anyone can wear two hats. Anyone can wear bling. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay? So if you're mad over this, you're a fucking idiot. Okay? But there's people who are like, cultural appropriation, and they're mad. And the thing that bothers me is you really have to pick and choose when to be mad about cultural appropriation. Because first of all, it's not real. Because if it was real, if you're wearing slacks, the Chinese invented slacks, so that means you can't wear pants because you're culturally appropriating China, I guess. And then people talk about braids. Braids is a Viking thing. The Vikings wore braids, and they're all European. So like, I don't see people getting mad at. Well, it's usually black people wear braids, but I don't see people getting mad at black people. Well, that's a Viking or a Dutch thing or whatever. But instead, people get mad if a different race other than black wears it. It's like they pick and choose who gets to be culturally appropriate. It makes no sense because it's really just people online who have no lives. And so I won't play the sound of this, but yeah. So let's look at this cultural appropriation during a live stream. Recently, Kiss of Life held a live stream for Julie's birthday. Um, this is Julie. Okay. It's like it matters. But anyway, where they dress in old school hip hop fashion. Now, here's the thing I can name a lot of groups that have music videos where they dress just like this and act just like this, but for some reason, it's okay. But when they do it, that's what I don't understand. Like, we pick and choose when to be mad at people. They wore big chains, cornrows, and Bantu knots. What? Yeah, the Scary Spice hair. Okay. When once again, black people don't own this. Anyone can dress like this. Which were depictions of racial stereotypes. No, no. And for first off, do you know how many black women I've seen wear the Scary Spice hair? One, and that's Scary Spice. Okay, and that's back in the late '90s, early 2000s. So from 1997 to 2003, Spice Girls went around that long. Okay, that's the only black person, and she's like half black, half white, and she's British. Anyway, particularly black people, especially. Yeah, sure, sure. Black women, blah blah blah. Anyway, once again, all this was approved by their label. The label told them to do this. Okay, so anyway, not mad. You shouldn't be mad. If you are mad, there's a problem. Okay, and then I think they're gonna say, and I'm not playing it because there's music behind it. It'll be copyrighted. And every time I've done something that has music behind it, okay, so like we have people leaving comments. Now, why the hell is Kiss of Life having a black people cosplay party? It's not. It's see, it's this mentality that just makes society suck. And this person probably isn't even mad. This person just doesn't like the group. Let's see another. Oh, racist. Yeah. Okay. It's bad enough these girls steal their sound from black culture. Really? What about the 30 other K-pop groups that sound just like them? How come they're not being canceled? How come they're not stealing? How come it's just this group that's stealing? See, it doesn't make sense. You can't pick and choose when to be mad. It's like this fake outrage. It's like these people are just waiting for someone to be fake mad first, and then that knocks down the first domino. You have to be crazy to be mad at this. What's something else they say? And then they got, oh my God, they're mad about her having cornrows. Imagine how sad your life is, where like your your identity is, well, I'm black, and so I own a certain haircut. I- that shows you where your life is. That's why it can't be stereo. It was her birthday theme, like it's the same theme for K-pop this week, just cosplay stereotype black people. Okay, that's just a bunch of fake outrage. Okay, so now I can just as we have this. Okay, so this is Kiss of Life doing this now. Remember, they're being canceled. Okay, so off the cuff here, let me show you one example. Let me show you one example of a group. Um, got exit. I'll get it. Don't worry. Don't worry. What is that song called? I think it's this one. And I'm not gonna play the music because it'll get copyrighted. Okay. Look at this group. Now this is from a couple years ago. Sorry, 7 years ago. But they are copying, quote unquote, black people. Black, like really? Anyone can dress like this, okay? And then they're dancing like like it's 90s hip hop, right? They're doing the female version of Belle Biv DeVoe. Like I've seen Belle Biv DeVoe kind of dance like this. Now no one see just like Belle Biv DeVoe, right? You got the overalls. They're doing the '90s dance, and no one was like, "Oh my god, this is cultural appropriation. We have to get rid of these people." So how come this is okay? How come this is okay, but the other stuff isn't okay? Okay, now this is just one example. Now I like this group. Exit EXID is one of my favorite groups, and I talk about this girl here a lot, Lee. She's very talented, and then I talk about Jung I think she's really pretty. Anyway, just the thing is, how come no one was mad about this? It's because there were there wasn't a group of haters waiting to put these people down. Because at this point in the news cycle, they were very sympathetic because like one of this is a 5 member group. There's one member's not there because she got sick or something like that. She was either like really stressed out, had like some panic disorder. There's something medically wrong with her, and so she was out for like I think over a year. Okay, so it was almost like if you would have piled on to this group, it'd be like, like, why are you hating on a group that's already going through like a lot of stress and they're sympathetic? But anyway, Kiss of Life, on the other hand, is a up and coming group from a small label, a very small label. And these are the four girls, Kiss of Life. I think that's going to be on a loop. But anyway, they're from a very small label, and they were very successful, and they're popular in America. Like, they can tour America. Now, they're not selling out stadiums, but like, they're selling out clubs. And at the clubs, it seems like it's a lot of women that go. But either way, as you can tell, this is. I don't see why you wouldn't like this. And once again, can't play the sound because get copyrighted. But the point is, we're picking and choosing. But see, they're on a small label, and it's been known that the major labels will do hate campaigns to try to make other artists fail to prop up their artists, because in K-pop, like, people were just like jump to fandom, well, like the crazy people. They were like, well, I hate this group, so I'm gonna like devote all my money and time into this other group instead. It's happened a dozen times. Okay, so that's why this cancel culture shit is bullshit, because it's not real. Okay, and then like and then like you got the comments like on this, like this guy right here, he is one of the cancel leaders, and he's like, never forget. Okay, why? Like, what do you gain from this? And then he wrote, got to keep the kids informed. I fear I shall bring this up each year. See? Now, he's not the only one, but there's people who are now, I'm going to make it my sole purpose to make sure no one likes this group. Okay? Why? What does he gain? Is he working for SM? Is he working for like YG? Is he working for another label? Is he I don't know. Like, it just makes no sense why you would put so much energy into trying to get rid of these people. And then, like, there's a few people who are like, stop, but the point is, there is a lot of people who are like mad. There's some people going, move on, but the problem is the people who are the hate crowd, the cancel culture crowd, they're the loudest, because the people who are like, let's just move on, they're like, they don't have the time or energy to like defend it, because it's like, it's not an issue. And then the girls apologize. They're like, sorry, but the label, they said the label had them do this. So it wasn't their idea. It was a record label, S2. So like, be mad at the record label then. Be mad at the, I don't know who's in charge there. I'm just saying, be mad at him or her. Okay? And then the people who are saying, let's move on, well, they literally have moved on. So like they're not gonna stay and fight this battle because it's like it shouldn't be a battle. Anyway, they were gonna be at KCON LA. For those of that I live in a mansion in Los Angeles. Anyway, and in LA we have a KCON at the convention center, and it goes like I think now it's for 3 days, but a bunch of K-pop groups come and they perform at the convention center. Okay, Kiss of Life was invited to perform. Okay, and now and then people started writing letters to the event, and just people online like threatening the girls, saying like if they see the girls there, they're going to like kill them, they're going to throw stuff at them, they're going to beat them up, they're going to boo, they're not going to cheer, blah blah blah. Just threats, to the point where now the record label S2 is like, okay, well now it's dangerous to send them there. Okay? And remember, they're popular in America. So the people saying all this stuff, they're going to like kill them. They're obviously not real fans. They're just I don't know if they're trolls, but they're just people who hate them. And they're people who are just sitting around looking for something to hate. But anyway, so they got dropped from the KCON, and they put out a notice like, "Dear KCONers, thank you for your continued interest and support for KCON LA 2025. Regrettably, after careful consideration and thorough discussions exploring all avenues for participation, KCON and S2 Entertainment have mutually decided that Kiss of Life will no longer be participating in KCON LA 25. The reason why is because they're getting death threats. Why? They didn't do anything. We sincerely apologize to the fans who were looking forward to their performance, and we kindly ask for your understanding. We will do our best to bring you even more special and memorable experiences in the months ahead. Sincerely, KCON team." So you're going to kill someone because they wore cornrows in their hair, or because they wore a hat sideways. Make that make sense. These are not serious people. These are people who are just sitting around on the internet, sitting around in their mom's basement waiting to find anything to hate. And if you see one person say something negative, you just, like a robot, leave a comment under it, probably saying the same thing and then adding something to it. But the problem is, and here's another thing. At these KCON events, you get to meet them. That's the one thing that separates K-pop from like a lot of these other famous people. You get to meet them. Like they have events, a lot of events. They sit at a table. You get to, go up to the table. You get to, so there's 4 of them. So you get to sit or stand, whatever, but you get to interact with all 4 members separately, ask them a couple questions, get an autograph, and you move on. That's what you call fan engagement. I've seen them in concert in, America, and they're very open to the fans, very nice. They pull people on stage. They're come off as nice people, but for some reason, because they wore a hat and had their hair a certain way, they're now evil. Even though it's not evil, but even though it was the company's idea, it doesn't make sense. This cancel culture is so stupid. It just doesn't make sense. So, but here's the thing. Now that you've shown that you're going to cancel them at events, well, I know, but safety was the issue. If you're getting death threats and people going like, if I see you at the show, I'm gonna do something. I get it. Okay, it's not worth your life in case one of these idiots is actually like, I'm gonna go and kill a K-pop idol because they wore their hat sideways. There's probably someone out there dumb enough to do that. Okay, so I mean, I get it. Safety first. But now that you've shown that, once again, they apologize profusely, okay, and they said the company told them what to do, okay, but that's still not good enough. So now that these people won, they're not gonna stop. If you have that one guy going, I'm gonna bring this up every year. There's a thousand more with in each one probably has four other accounts. So it's gonna remember X is not real life. Or if you forgot what X is, Twitter's not real life. Okay, a very small percentage of the population has an X account. So even if you do have all this like whatever hundreds of thousands of people on X saying something that that doesn't represent anything. Isn't it like only like 20% of Americans have an X account? That's a very small percentage. And then how many of them live in LA? How many of them are going to go to the KCON event? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. So anyway, they got canceled, right? So now, anytime they do something, you're going to have a wave of hate or comments, and these are people who weren't going to go anyway. You're telling me all these people who are perpetually online were going to go to we're going to go to KCON LA? No, because those people don't have any money. If you're online that long to look for something to hate on, you don't have a job. You're not going to spend any, like, you weren't going to go in the first place. Okay? I know, safety, but still, you got to go. And then they had to come back after this quote unquote scandal, and it bombed. And people are like, well, it bombed because of the birthday live stream. And I'm like, no, it bombed because, okay, this was like their big hit song. You see how they're dressed, you see how they're dancing. Okay, well, imagine the complete opposite. Their newest single, they're covered up, there's no skin showing, and it's a slow song. So everyone is used to this. Like all of their songs are like this. They're dressed like, they're showing skin, and it's like, lots of movement, and it's kind of a upbeat song. And then after the controversy, their song was just like the complete opposite of this. So of course no one's gonna get it, because you have to understand, like, this is a sexy concept. It's not officially called a sexy concept, and they're the ones who, well, according to them, I believe them. They said that this was their idea. They wanted to dress like this. So I don't know if the latest comeback was their idea. And let's see if I could find their latest single. Let's see. Uh, mm, I'm trying to find their latest one just so I can show you that, like, they literally look like the complete opposite. I'll just type up "Kiss of Life" so I can show you guys. Yeah, I didn't prepare. I'm so sorry. Here we go. I'll find it. It's right here. Let's see. It's got to be the one that has the least amount of views. It's got to be. No, it's not. That's on the music video. Uh, is it this one? No, it's not. What is her latest comeback? Mm. Oh, here we go. They have an official site. My bad. My bad. Here we go. Videos. Dance Practice, third mini album. Digital single. Maybe it's this. I can't find it. Anyway, I just can't find it. No, because like I'm not a fan like that though. Where I watch every single song they do. I just don't. So that's just how it is. Anyway, the point is, it was just the good. Wait, this might be it. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's the complete opposite. So but then like because the album sales lacked, and the whatever excitement for it lacked, they're everyone's saying, oh well, they got canceled because of the birthday thing. But no, it's just because they're like the complete opposite of what they were before. But anyway, so now that the cancel crew has strength, everything they do from now on is going to get major backlash. And watch, and I'm just predicting. I bet you, I bet you Belle, the birthday girl, where most of the hate's going to, I bet you, she'll have to go on hiatus for like mental stress or something like that. Because it's like the people who hate have the most free time, and they're just gonna keep on, keep on, keep on. So unless S2 takes some legal actions, because they do sometimes, like if you say some stupid shit about the idols, the label will sue you. So they need the label needs to do that, because what's going to happen is they're not going to stop until these girls want to quit, or like someone kills himself, and then when that happens, they're going to be like, I can't believe you guys were bullying them, even though it's the same people who bullied them are saying that. This has happened so many times, where someone gets hate and people just pile on, pile on, pile on, because that happened to Victoria from FX. I think that's her name. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Whatever. Or is it Sully? There's so many goddamn names. Anyway, but there was this K-pop group called FX. One of the members would just kept getting constant hate, because she sometimes would like on her Instagram, like she'd be like laying by the pool and take a picture of herself in a bikini. I've seen dozens of idols. I guess we're talking about the female idols. Dozens of female idols at the beach or whatever in a bikini. None of them got hate. You didn't see people going, "How dare you? How could you pose like this?" Blah 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 blah. But for some reason, this woman was getting picked on. Okay, she like leaves the group, and then it's like two years go by. Constant, every single time she made a post online, it was just hate, hate, hate. And then she killed herself. And you wonder why she killed herself. Could it have been literally the 2 years of just people trying to cancel her? How can she take a picture and post it? How can she? Well, she's alive, and you know she's just taking pictures of herself going to the coffee shop. Like, I'm talking everything she did. Everything she did was just negative comments. Now, blame the victim. Her, if I was her, I would have just like left. I would have just like gone offline. But even though she was getting all that hate, there's still people who like were supportive and fans. So it's like do you like hide and then like deprive the people who like really want to see you and support you, and then like you got to bear the other crap? But she couldn't take it anymore, and she offed herself. So that's what I'm saying. This won't stop. These people aren't going to stop, because it doesn't stop until they take legal action, and a lot of times they don't take legal action. So like, what are we going to do? What do you want these girls to do? Do you want them to just disappear because they dress like this, which is just clothes? Like, you can't act like a race. You can't. You're actually racist if you think you can act like a race. like you have a mental deficiency if you think you have to be a certain race to wear certain clothes. Like the mental gymnastics you have to pull, or the mental retardation you have to think this is unfathomable. I don't know what to say. What is wrong with you people? And like a person like me, like I just see hot chicks who like dancing, they're having a good time. They're they like that we like them, vice versa. Like there's nothing but positivity here. But for some reason, we're mad at this. We're mad at a hot chick for acting because the label said be a certain way. So I don't know what to say. Because, like, I can't fix it. I'm just some loser on YouTube. But it's got to stop. So, I hope the label takes some legal action just so people stop because, they will kill this person. I mean, like, the group. Like, they literally won't stop until they're dead. It's happened too many times in K-pop, and history keeps repeating itself. So let's see. Anyway, I've rambled on enough about this crap. See you guys later. Peace out.